Hello everybody, WD0AKX Larry here, and today I'm going to show you my new on-the-air light that I have in the shack here, just because it's kind of neat. You can see it light up there. Well, I was lucky enough to have a friend of mine who donated the light to my shack here for me and to me, and thanks goes out to Paul of Paul's Two-Way Radio Repair near Pemberton, Minnesota. Thanks a lot there, Paul. This light is really cool. I've always wanted an on-the-air light here, so when I key my transmitters, the on-the-air light comes on. Now I wired it up here so that I have a thumb switch that I can use with my hand, and then I can transmit on the air with whatever radio I have selected. Now everything runs through this EQ Plus by W2IHY, which compresses the audio and does some EQ on it. And from here I can select one of two HF radios that I have wired, and the PTT switch works for either one. Now I also have a foot switch on the floor, so I can just use my foot there, or at times it's more comfortable just to use my hand, and this is the mic I transmit through. So that's how the on-the-air light works. Now I'll show you a few things closer up here, and I'll show you a diagram of how I wired up the light too. These lights are available on the internet and from different companies if you're looking for such a thing, or you could make your own. If you can come up with an enclosure and some lettering and that to make your own, that works good too. But I'll try to leave a couple links or something below to some companies that sell these lights like I have, and if you're interested in doing something like that. So let me give you some close-up views. Okay. As you can see, this is my handheld push-to-talk switch here. Just a switch I had in my junk box, and I figured it fits in the hand well. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it was made for or not, but it works good. I have some zip cord that I had handy, a soft flexible type, so I use that as my cord. And there's the foot switch on the floor. And that is a foot switch I got from Heil Sound. As you can see, the on-air light on my radio keys up. And the radio keys up when I push the button. And the microphone, so I don't have to have my hands on it at all. Just mounted on a boom. And there's a side view of the light in the back side. Very compact, and it's designed to hang on the wall, or you can stand it up wherever you want. And I kind of like the thumb switch too, because at times it's just nice to have that control in your hand and can still write with the other hand just fine. So that works out very well. Okay, here's a basic block diagram of how I wired the on-the-air light into my station here. Basically, I have the two push-to-talk switches here. One is the hand switch that I showed you, the thumb switch, and the other one is the foot switch on the floor. And then no matter which one I key, it provides a ground on this line, grounds out this line to my light. And from there, I have an output on the light that goes into my EQ Plus, and it provides a ground to the EQ Plus, and that's what that wants to see. And from there, that'll switch whatever through this switch. I can select either rig 1 or rig 2. Whichever rig I have selected, the PTT will affect that radio, will cause that radio to go into transmit. The microphone comes into the EQ Plus. Now I do have an auxiliary PTT output from the on-the-air light from the relay to provide me a positive 12 volt voltage, or 13.8 DC voltage. For any accessory that I can think of a bunch of things I could hook up. Could hook up another light to this, or some other device that you want to turn on during transmit mode. Okay, here's a wiring diagram. I'll show you quickly. This is my relay, and apply 12 volts, 13.8 actually for my supply. And here is the PTT switches, the hand and the foot switch. So when I close either one of those switches, it completes the circuit here to engage the coil of the relay. And in turn, well, the relay is shown in the off position here now, so when it engages, 6 will make contact to pin 7 here. That will provide 12 volts to my lamps. I have two 12 volt lamps inside that light. That's what lights it up. It was originally wired for 120 volt AC, but I wanted to use 12 volts in my project. Now the other half, the lower half of this relay will also engage, so pin 9 will come up to 10. And that provides, I have a ground hooked up there, so that'll provide the grounding circuit, which is completely an isolated circuit, a grounding circuit to key the PTT in my EQ Plus, which in turn keys the radios. So that's kind of basically how the circuit works here. And it's good practice to put a diode across the coil of the relay, because when the relay disengages, it can cause a spike on your 12 volt line, which can harm equipment at times. So that's the basic wiring diagram on how I wired the light into my shack here. And it draws about 530 milliamps at 13.8 volts during the PTT sequence. So fairly simple circuit there. It does just what I want it to do. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed the information. 73 WD0AKX.